Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're live. And, let's see how loud we get because we're here for some Sorare reward openings. I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. Get comfy because we have got some fun stuff to get stuck into tonight. We've had, I would say, the official return of European football for the 24-25 season, especially when it comes to Sorare, as we welcomed back the champions of Scotland, Celtic, for Flag Day. We got the stacks out, we were in the new divisions, we're hunting boxes, we're hunting promotions, all that good stuff, as well as we had the Leagues Cup on, so we had some NYC cards, and I caught my first NYC game in a bit of a while. I watched that last night. I don't know why, I can't really explain it, but the last couple of nights I have been up to MLS hours, let's just say. And I thought, hey, I feel stupid not watching it. Let's get it on the telly and let's go for it. So I watched that last night. To my dismay, if you've seen the scoreline, actually, it was an absolute crazy, typical New York City game. Never mind MLS and everything else in between. So we've got tons of stuff to get stuck into. There's tons of you joining us live and loud as we're getting stuck into the rewards tonight. Fist bump to all of you on arrival, of course. And there's a couple of things we need to get out of the way, guys, before we get stuck into this. So if you're watching this live, if you're watching this after we've been live, as you probably know already, Sorare own and control the internet. So they know you're here. They love the content here on the channel. And if you're here getting stuck in, you're opening rewards, they want to see that you're supporting the channel by hitting that like button. And if you don't do that, Sorare, they don't get too happy with you too quick. Their RNG luck will go into the toilet. Boxes will be opened up and there'll be nothing in them. And, random DNPs will happen. You'll pick the wrong captain. All that kind of stuff. So if you are here live, it's really important that you boost the RNG luck for yourself before rewards are issued. For me and for you, we're all winners on that one. And if you're watching this after we've been live, then, just because Sorare control the internet doesn't mean that they don't control space and time as well, so just think about that as well. But yeah, if you're new around here at any point, if you do laugh, likes, blah, 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 all the rest of it, please do hit the subscribe button. For more content like this, we've just dropped a few good videos in the last couple of days with some transfers going out. We had Mark Guy, it looks like on his way to Newcastle. And what I'm really enjoying with these videos, especially for you guys, the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world, is like, if you are considering a stack, if you are considering competition is in, all those analysis videos I'm doing, they are really with that kind of thing in mind, having a look at the full squad, who are going to be the key players, who's going to play most often, and, any kind of upward trajectory that some of these leagues and teams, because one that we featured was West Ham, with the triple signing that they've made of, let me get this all together again, Guido, Somerville, and Fulkrug. Like, the West Ham squad now is night and day to what it was before those moves. So lots of great moves happening around European football, because tomorrow we'll be talking about the imminent, I think we've got the here we go from Spider-Man Alvarez on his way to Atletico Madrid, but also looks like Conor Gallagher is on his way to Atleti as well. And those two moves could really fit together in a massive jigsaw of El Cholo Simeone. Good stuff. Let's just call it like that. But yeah, if you're here as well in the live chat, let me know what you're winning, what you're pulling as we get through it. And of course, with everything that I've been pulling and winning and whatever, I want W's, we want L's, trophy emojis, we want all the stuff firing off because we need a good bit of luck. Because out of all the teams we had, I forget how many we had, maybe it was like 8 or something, it was a bit of a mixed bag. We were really welcoming and really excited to see, finally, Sydney Lars Reybigger making a competitive debut for FC Barcelona and in a squad that, may have done something. Chris McFarlane started and, as you can see there from his 52, did pretty well. Alvarez started, Larson started. Sadly, none of these things really materialised or came together because Barraza was cruising. He was cruising. He must have been on an 84 or something like that. NYC are 2 to the good. And they sub off McFarlane. They sub off a few other key players in the match. And Cincy just sliced them open. It was like watching a highlight reel, honestly. Like, the goals flew in. They were all quite carbon copy. Burke Risa is a card that I will probably never buy. And this team ends up in the gutter. Not too far in front of it, also in the gutter, was the first casualty of the DNP Dyson Maeda Fest that we had this weekend. Really brings in a 50, which is cool. Nobody really done anything anyway. But it was only 110 points off of a tier 5. So if Dyson did start, and maybe one guy did halfway okay, then, this team might have got into something in the end. But sadly, it ends with nothing. The second casualty we have of the DNP Dyson Maeda massacre that we had this game week is the 240. Now, guys, look at the score. 309. This was a 320, whatever it is, team 340. We were so close. Son Johnson on the last card to run. If he did keep a clean sheet, we would have got a 4-man mid-target, which would have been incredible scenes. But sadly, the DNP Dyson strikes again and brings us back absolutely nothing as a result, despite 100 from Liam Scaldini. huge XP on the McGregor, and Captain Atate being, you know, the Hellraiser, the man of the man of the weekend for me. And he was the captain in this team that has the two 1/100s from the same year defensive power stack of Alistair Johnson and Cameron Carter-Vickers, with the decisive getting in amongst it again with a wee cheeky 62, Kyogo Furuhashi. And for this to finish 346, you know, I feel that's quite okay when you see Barraza is bringing in a 19 right at the end there. But again, Barraza was flying high. This was a top 50 team. That maybe wouldn't have ended there, as we can see where the scores are at the moment. Maybe it was top 70, but it was like, we were slinging in the good rewards. I think, yeah, tier 2 was within touching distance. I think he would have had to have gotten like a 95 or something like that. But again, Barraza absolutely just kneecaps us on this one right at the end. So that's 2 Barrazas and 2 Dysons and separate teams as well. So that's 4 teams done by these 2 players, which it shows you a little bit of, you know, what we've got here, a wee bit of the good and the bad and the ugly and whatever of, you know, having multiple copies going out in a game week. And, you know, we've got a bit of the Hatate luck there, and we see that continue for... Now, DNP Daisuke Maeda didn't have the ability to massacre this team because Ross the Boss Laidlaw outperformed Kasper Schmeichel, which gave me something. It gave me a good chance of being really high on this leaderboard, especially with picking, I think, the best performing forward. Yeah, Nicholas Kuhn on 68. Captain O'Reilly, I think everyone that's in the money had that card. But having that defender, Hatate, which was inferior to a Scales, was inferior, I think, to a Taylor as well. I think Taylor's raw score was 78. But still, it put me ahead of the Vickers. It put me ahead of the AJs, I'm sure, as well. Yeah. So that was a nice little thing with the bonus as well. It made a big difference to just generally the field. And we finish in 34th. We're going to get $50 out of this team, which is cool. And we'll have another SPFL special weekly to go after again with these cards. I'm crossing my fingers that Dyson comes back into the squad and I don't need to go for a plan C on this one. But we're getting 50 quid, which is cool from this one, $50. And then in Contender Classic, this team just had to get promoted. That was the #1 objective. And we've got our 3rd goalkeeper into the mix that plays some sort of negative role. We had Sean Johnson, we had Barraza, and now we have Jonas Urbig with an error leading to goal and still bringing in a 35. Now, you might think winning at 35 is shocking. It is shocking, but you get 19.5, basically 20 all around, 16 points out the goalkeeper column as well, which is exactly what we wanted in a game like this. You know, if he didn't have the error led to goal, his decisive score wouldn't be 15, it would be 35. He'd be 20 points better off. And if he did bring in a 55, he's got basically no multiplier to mention, to be honest with you. But that puts us right in amongst podium contention. Top 5 certainly is on the cards there somewhere. So sad to see that. The Kasper Schmeichel would have made a big difference here. But yeah, Taylor on an 87, not a 78, I beg your pardon. Captain O'Reilly doing the job again. Kyogo being 62 and happy. And then the forward Hatate card, by the way, which was outperformed the defender, FYI. And the midfielder card for that one. So... we finished in 29 for picking up a tier 3, which I'm not, you know, whatever, that's fine. But we're also going to get some essence, hopefully, or a box. Maybe we get a card or something. And if we look at the FC Barcelona factory, before we open this, we've got a little bit of essence with those early access cards we're picking up. So we could have, you know, could be some fun going on tonight. Again, fist bump to everyone that's joining us live. If you have not hit the like button yet, you've screwed us all, guys, because we're 5 minutes past the deadline. Rewards are out. I want to see what you guys have won, of course. But if you have not hit the like button by now, now is your chance to do it. Last orders at the internet. Whatever we're going to say. Some rivals action. Don't know if we're going to go through any of that tonight. Let's have a look. But anyway, we've got 5 rewards to claim here. So we've got some So coins, which is fun. Now, Sorare rewards openings have been glitchy recently. Let's hope we don't get any of that tonight. But we get our wee 200 coins. We get our $50. What's that in pounds? Like 38, 39 or something? Yeah, 39.48. A nice little increase maybe on the amount, the raw amount of Ethereum that we've received on this one, with Ethereum having a wee bit of a haircut in price earlier on. There's our tier 5 from All-Star. Expecting that to be a real dud of a card. But this tier 3, like this, for me, could be a Celtic card. And that's all that I'm after. And then we've got a little box to open up at the end. So I think we'll start with the tier 5 because we do expect this to be a non-playing guy. He's a Croatian defender, and he plays for Slaven Belupu, if that's how you call it. I'm not too sure the name. And it is Tomislav Bozic, who is 36 years of age. So I'm not... Let me know, guys, W or L for a tier 5. Tomislav Bozic, 26 years old. He kind of looks like a Shaqiri. He's a kind of Shaqiri type guy, isn't he? That's what he looks like. Certainly not in positional football sense, but yeah, left centre back. Let's kind of fix the mag on this so we can check the scores. And then flip back around. And it doesn't really play often enough, but this is like in best case. So how's he getting good scores? He's got a goal. He's 36, right? So as long as he repeats this type of frequency, then if I have no one else, fine. Maybe we can sell him for a couple of quid, who knows? Maybe we'll give him away. Let's see how that shakes out. But yeah, early access card as well. Maybe it's a special edition. Maybe we wait to open that one. Need to check into his history. Maybe he's a Slaven Belupu. Maybe he's a Hall of Famer. Maybe he's a legend there. This is a tier 3. This should be a guy that plays. He should be cooking. And we hope he plays for Celtic. He's Portuguese and he's a defender. And he plays for Osijek. And it is Andreas Duarte. Now, I've got my hopes up here for this one, guys. I do have a Rakitic, so I've got a little bit of a footprint in this division already. But I'm sure Duarte is a name that I see coming up in, you know, content, group chats, all the rest of it. And L15 of 49, L5 of 51, which means in the last 15 games, his average is okay. And in the last 5, it's a little bit better than okay. But let's see how it actually breaks down and how does it actually shake out. Because again, this has been early access. This is an in-season card. The Croatian League has just started alongside the Scottish League, similar kind of time scale. And yeah, a Duarte, if I... Right, I definitely don't need the whoever we just won a minute ago to fill that role of if no one else is playing, he'll do. This guy is a great candidate to be that guy. Maybe he's never really going to make many of my teams, especially Celtic are going to play. But if it is, I've got no one else. But this guy's playing. I don't think I'll be that upset by that. So tier 3, I think that's a bit of a W. Really interested to see what you guys say in the live chat as well. But we have a box. We need to claim the box, and then the box goes into the factory. 4-star box. 4-star box. Now, can we... Oh, it just went right there right away, which makes me want to just get stuck straight into it. But what I want to click on real quickly, new pro results. So let's just click on this. We've got a promotion. So we've got a team into D1 now for next weekend when Celtic go away to Hibs, which is good. The first team is back in D1 Contender Rare Classic, which we're all about. And we've still got 2 entries to run in... would you make it? Division 2 to get us back and promoted. Right, awesome. So I think if we click on this and then we see the leaderboard where I finished, click on the box, 4-star box, right? So we have a 10% chance of this being a full 20 essence, which would be a W for me. 10 essence won't be enough because that'll get us on to 18 and that's not enough. 40% chance of most likely outcome is we get 5 essence, which would bring us to 13. And, you know, one of the least likely outcomes, we get 2 power-ups, 2 level-ups. So yeah, let's avoid the level ups if we can. 20 essence would be brilliant. Everyone talks about this content creator luck when it comes to boxes and essence and all that. I've had the square root of none of it. But this is the first time I've had a box in the card factory. This is the first time I've had a box since we've had the new like star ratings. I really do hope that this is plus 20 essence, because then I can craft a card and I would definitely just bite the bullet and do it for the wee bit you know, wee bit of luck that's maybe due to come our way. But anyway, let's open this doozy up. We got a 4-star box with Division 2 for finishing 29th. It is essence, it's 5. Good. Wee bit of a letdown on that one. And our essence now goes up to 13. So not quite got enough juice in the tank to get a little craft, to get a little reward pulled out the factory this game week. But if we have a wee look at the gallery, we'll see who we've just had come in. So we had 2 guys from Croatia, didn't we? Yeah, they're both early access cards. The Bozic, we'll maybe give him away to you guys who are here live and loud with us. How many of these are there? Yeah, there's a bunch of here. Like, so, I tell you what, yeah, he's worth a £5 or something. Or do we wait to open it and then give it away if he's special or something? I'm torn. I think we give this away. I think we say screw it, we give this away. So, fist bump to you all. Let me see who's all here, because I want to see the heroes and legends that are in the house. If you haven't made yourself known yet, get into the live chat, drop your fist bump. Ian McMillan, Ian Sorare, Hudson, Torridor, Sorare, Burra, good to see you. Tom Cuddy, Ashley Bowers, WP Gaming, Steve McGettigan, Charlie Dunbar, my man. SJT Stedenko, new name in town, good to see you. Johnny TH, Apple 22, Connor Raspel, Mark Kerslake, back in the house again. Non-Stick Llama, oh guys, we're getting the band back together. Non-Stick Llama, honestly, so glad you're here, mate. So glad you're here today. I'm so glad all of you are here, but I feel that Llama is a name that I haven't seen in a fair length of time. Maybe you have been and I'm just losing the plot here. But Tatos is in the house as well. Saw your video going out the other day as well, mate. Great to see it. And looking good ahead of this season, mate. Loving it. Red or Dead. Sorare Viking, Ivano Matajevic, good to see you. Harry DaCosta, Hussein Dassey, Stuart Conley, my man. You've got a wee icon there, you've got a wee membership. Love to see that. It's Sean Conley. Thought that was Stuart Conley. Stuart Conley may be here as well. Fist bump to you if you are Sean Conley, of course. Welcome. Jerm, Fix Broody, Connor Aspel again. Why not? Ron, Ross Hill, Sam Baines, Controller Jack, Tate Hill, fist bump. Ross Hill. Oh, we're getting all the hills. Love it. Fist bump to you all. And yeah, let me know what he's won tonight. I do see some shouts for someone got a Rubizic out of 10 Essence. That's a bit of a letdown. He's not too different to this guy, is he? He just plays a lot more. I do like, honestly, this little progress bar on the back of the card is dynamic as well, by the way, guys. That's a fun little detail to note for these early access cards. I like how there's a front and a back. We had Nico talking about what would you like on the back. And you might remember Nico a few days ago was tweeting like, I've seen the card reveal for September. You guys aren't ready yet. So, yeah, this could be fun to open, even though it's a bit of a dud card if it comes out special, which is all good. Rubizic as well. I crafted a rare Icardi. Apple 22, by the way. Well done to you, my man. Fist bump. That's a huge W. Joar Cardoso from a tier 5. Not too familiar with him, but you've given me the strong arm, which makes me think you're buzzing for that. Been a while. Not been well. Not been that well. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I hope you're feeling better. 12th first week back. Well done to you, mate. Boom. Hope you're feeling better as well, by the way. I've had a bit of a day myself, to be honest with you. I wasn't going to get into it till a wee bit later on, so I'll hold fire just yet. But, you know, I feel that, mate. Hope you're well. Thoughts are with you. Someone donated this Steve Burnham card also as well. Think for the deadline show. So, Ian, it was Scottish Bastard. Does this guy even play? I think we'll probably keep him for the next deadline show just because that seems fitting. But I think we'll give away the Bozic, certainly. And the Duarte, we can add him in to the trophy cabinet at FC Barcelona. And let's see if he takes a place on the homepage now for us. He does. That's cool. It kicks off Wirtz. So I don't think I like him being in display over Wirtz right enough. But hey, let's just roll with it for now. So yeah, he comes in. He's cool. And he is in season. So outside of the SPFL special, he's a guy that maybe becomes usable. So this is the next game week we've got here. So let's imagine for a quick second. Let's just imagine for a quick second. We're not going to turn this into a lineup builder or anything, guys, but there's a bunch of these here, and I don't mind doing this because this is kind of what it's all about. We didn't have an in-season defender, did we? No, we played Hitate, and I think away from home, Hitate could actually be the highest scoring defender rather than a Scales or a Taylor, so it makes a wee bit more sense away from home. Highest XP, O'Reilly is the jersey mint as well, which is extra beautiful. We've got Nico Kuhn, who is the man, and then we pray that Dyson makes his return, Captain O'Reilly. Just say that, right? Just as a wee placeholder. Probably not going to change that. The only way it's a placeholder, but is like all the cards are very usable. So if I don't have Dyson, I'm probably not going to buy into it again. I'll probably just slide it in to a thing over here. So I do have in-season to look at. That's kind of what I want to have a glance at here. But what I'm going to just placeholder, not giving this much thought. But yeah, okay, so if I only actually get 3 keepers, so I'll then maybe have a bit of a decision next week if I play 2 classic D2s or if I do take an in-season. So if we go in-season contender, I've kind of hid some squads and stuff, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, I do have one in Division 2, which I've hidden. So I could play Division 2. What does the prize pool look? Reactivate team. Rewards. 600 quid on the top. That's not too bad, by the way. It's not too bad. It's not as good as the SPFL special because you've got more opposition here, like Croatia and Japan and whatnot. But we could, like, maybe throw a Hune in there. We would then have the Duarte away to Osijek. Or is he? No, he is Osijek at home at Zagreb. That's not great. Bozic. We'll give him away in the chat in a minute. So if you're here, let it be known. We'll give him away shortly. We'll do a question or a poll or something. But we need, yeah, we only have room for 1 classic in this. So the Bro Home counts as in season. I think the only way this is viable for me is if I don't play the SPFL special weekly. And even at that, Duarte doesn't have a match where I'm like, oh yeah, that could be an option, if that makes sense. So it's probably not something. I've got these guys pre-existing. Let's add it's Duarte. Let's just add Duarte in, right? So that's what I've kind of got here as a spine. So I would need 1 more in season. I would need, let's just say, a classic forward. Let's just put maxed out Kyogo for safety. Or even Hitate as a cheat code. Let's just put a wee Hitate in there. And then do we have an in-season filter? We do. So it'd be Ralphson or Bozic. Yeah, so I could maybe put a D4 team out with the Bozic, but we're giving him away. Or the Ralphson. Ralphson, if he's going to... Again, I did say, like, coming into this game week, I didn't really want to play Johnson because although I did think he was going to start, I didn't think he was going to get the 90 minutes, and he didn't. And I thought maybe if he is still a bit, not to say rusty, but still like, you know, he had 12 days off, he had Copa America, had a really long season. Celtic have got a very big year ahead. Do we want to break Alistair Johnson 2 games into the year? Could Anthony Ralston rotate in away to Hibs? I wouldn't rule it out. I do find it rather unlikely. But he got 27 minutes in the last match. He could very easily get the same kind of thing again. Doesn't need to be a goal. It could be an assist or a goal line clearance or something like that. Knowing the bricky, putting the body on the line. So, yeah, it could be somewhat usable for us, couldn't he? But one of the things you guys probably noticed, they didn't even made it. That's why it didn't get leaked. Torador, I'm not too sure what that's about. How's the new design not been leaked yet? Lol, pretty surprising that they've been able to keep it under wraps. Yeah, I think they'll be able to do well enough of that. I think like the way it's leaked before is people have managed to scratch the API and they can see like images that are on file or names that have been added into subtexts and I don't know website building jargon. That's as much as you'll get from me. And I think that's maybe part of it. Because I remember when we'd seen like I remember when it got leaked, like it was maybe like 8 hours before we get PSG auctions. So it was maybe like 8 to 11 o'clock, yeah, the night before PSG came on or something like that. Maybe it was Real Madrid. I'm sure it's PSG, but I remember seeing the pictures of like Neymar and Mbappe getting leaked into group check, and it was because they were added already. They had to get added to the site for the auction to be flipped on. So I'm sure their technology has probably moved on a little bit where they can do that and not get their hands caught in the cookie jar. But with the packs, like you do notice that when you go into Sorare data, what the image is for the players and the items. Like they don't even like if you go into Sorare data, like this is last season's picture. There's no if we look at a Celtic player like Nicholas Kuhn, for example, there's not even the squad updated picture. It's still the Vienna picture, if that makes sense. So yeah, so it's probably quite good. I don't want this to be spoiled. I'm honestly I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be the day we open these packs is one of Sorare's potentially most viral moments, as it were, or one of those moments where the community is all like everyone's got a couple of early access. I say everyone loosely, of course, you know what I'm saying. But everyone can have fun with that. We'll all be doing it on the same day, and people will be getting stuff, and it might even be a Tuesday or a Tuesday or a Friday where we're getting rewards anyway. Maybe not a Friday unless it's after Champions League or something. But yeah. But one of the things you guys maybe caught is I went and picked up a wee Nicolas Pepe, and you might see with some of the blue cards that have come into my gallery. It's all been about getting the firepower fired up here, but Nicolas Pepe has completed his move to Villarreal. He's back. He's in training instantly. And like I'm just so hopeful that Leo Nicolas Pepe shows up. Like I think I didn't watch him every week. I didn't watch Arsenal every week. I don't think he was that bad. He's got a decent enough highlight reel from when he was at Arsenal anyway. And I know he was injured quite a bit and obviously didn't live up to the billing of the £70 million player or whatever. But Leo was so good. And I was so convinced that Nicolas Pepe at Arsenal was going to be a smash hit. Like really surprised it didn't work out the way it did. Turkey, like I think you can forgive anyone like mediocre kind of form. And I wouldn't say, mediocre's, it's probably about right, but still showed a glimpse or two or something. But Villarreal get a lot out of wingers, number one. They've not got European football this year, which I wouldn't say I'm targeting it, but if I'm looking at a guy and he's not got midweeks to think about, that makes me happy because that means they're just going to be that little bit more predictable, that little bit more forecastable, that they're in the team or the game should go according to the script. Perhaps there's not any of that midweek fatigue and random roulette on stuff that could happen as much. So getting a wee Nicolas Pepe into the club, I think that's a W for me, and I'm quite buzzing about that. And like next weekend, we've still just got like Celtic and stuff like that. But then a weekend after that, in Scotland, it's a cup weekend. And then Champions back. So it's a funny little kind of couple of weeks we're going to have in terms of the calendar, depending on how your gallery's built and all the rest of it. And like my galleries, I've tried to touch on with some of the videos, like the Sorare videos we've been putting out recently enough. I'll tell you what we'll do for the giveaway, and then I'll just continue on my little spiel for a little minute, just talking with he's on a wee live show. And then we'll call it a night. We'll get out of here, okay? So we won tonight a Rubizic, who is 36. And, let me think. I don't know. No, not Rubizic. We won Bozic. Rubizic plays for Aberdeen. So we won a Bozic. What could we do to give this guy away to the YouTube live chat that have joined us for the reward opening and have stayed around? Because there was a few more of you here a minute or two ago. And yeah, you guys that have hung about, absolutely love it from you guys, right? So I normally like to do a kind of quiz, and I like to do it relevant to the show. So if you've been here, maybe I've told you the answer, you know, and it's not something that you can necessarily just find on Sorare data, or like you either know it or you don't, which is just a bit sticky or whatever. So I would like it. Oh, I've got the perfect question, right? 'Cause I want this to go to somebody. I want this to go to somebody who could maybe use it in Team 3 once in a while if he's in the forecasted lineup or whatever. Maybe they sell it. Who cares, right, really? But I'd like it to go to somebody that's like, buzzing, got this. So I did not play Ivan Rakitic this game week because he was not forecasted to play. And he did play. He made his debut for Hajduk Split. How many points does it show on Sorare data right now that Rakitic scored? Oh, Echeverria from a tier 5? Oh, Emmanuel Echeverri. Is that maybe a wrong one? Pepe could be the new Chukwueze. I wasn't a big Chukwueze fan, but he did score pretty well, I must admit. And yeah, essentially, like he is, that's the role he's coming into play, is that playmaking winger. You know, the guy that they want to put on the ball. They want to give him the freedom to hang wide, or if he wants to swap wings, or if he wants to come inside, he can do all that because 1v1, he'll beat a guy. He can shoot from the edge of the box. Nicolas Pepe can take set pieces, you know. He beats guys on the dribble. It could be OP. It really could be OP, or it could be a poor man's Vinny or a poor man's Mbappe. It could be like a smaller version of these guys, less frequent, maybe not quite hit the 100s. Maybe he brings in 88s and stuff, you know. But that's the caliber of guy I think we're playing with here, and I hope it pays off because I think like striker this year. I can just look at it real quickly. I'll show you. Well, I think I'll look at super rares just to kind of, because again, what I like about my super rares and champion is for anyone watching this, like this is my main team that I'm putting my main brain power into and thinking about who will be playing and what my tactics are to like win so rare, you know, to make money, to get good cards that are going to make a big difference and all the rest of it. And for so many people, even if you're brand new, if you've been around the block once in a while, like you don't have the ability to just go and get the who's who of world football. And a lot of us like to actually play the game, you know, and actually know the guys that we're picking up and buy into the clubs, buy into the tactics of the managers that we're following or whatever it might be, so that you know that when your guy is playing, what you're going to get from him. And when you look at my forwards, we've had like a good couple of additions here over the last little while, but I think forward this year, like the Celtic teams that you just seen me run with this weekend are a perfect example. We've had a couple of wingers, we've had a Kyogo, we've had like an out of position guy like an Itate or whatever. But like the striker position, like there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of obvious like under the microscope analysis going on with like your goalkeeper selection and your captain choices, because those two things make very clear night and day scenarios happen. You're either in the rewards or not. The guy's made you, the guy's broke you, whatever it might be. Goalkeeper and captain. Captain bonus is super important, so it's like 50% in I think basically every division at this point. And the goalkeeper, if they don't get that clean sheet, it's kind of curtains for them. So but for me, the forward is just as important because there's a lot of guys out there that you can look at as your forward and go like, oh yeah, he'll play all the time and he should do well enough. But you can't really afford to just play a set striker every week because strikers need the decisives. They really, really do. And if your guy doesn't look like he's on to score this weekend, if his minutes have been reduced, if he's got a tough opponent, his playmaking partner is injured or off the boil, lots of things can happen. I think having lots of different bullets in the chamber, lots of different goal scorers that you can call upon midweeks, weekends, champion or an individual league competition, if you're playing both or you're playing one over the other, whatever it might be. 2 seconds, sorry lads. Then yeah, you need to have that ability to, I think, to optimize, especially team number one. You need to have that as the number one priority on your strikers. Is like, is this guy going to be the best choice for scoring a goal? But certainly, like, you want to get into the shape where all three teams are pretty hot. You know, all three teams have got good caliber guys in them. Maybe there's a variance on like risk and reward or probabilities or whatever. But you want to get to the stage where all three teams have got great picks in them, and you want to be at the stage where you're maybe leaving a guy or two out, sadly, you know, and then you're maybe finding like tertiary strategies that can satisfy your urge to deploy them in a team, like go and get a champion keeper and just say put the dregs in there and forget about it. If you're playing league specific, or it could be vice versa if you're playing champion rather than league specific. But that's kind of eventually where you want to get to. And I think for my forwards, I was definitely nowhere near that situation. I don't think I would have had the ability to leave anyone out that would have been looking to play. But a couple of guys like Pepe, Devikas, Edwards is going to get some good minutes, I think, under Glasner, and Bojar Myral, who really knows what's happening with him. But I'm actually getting mad excited about Solanke maybe leaving Bournemouth. And if Solanke does leave Bournemouth, like, Unal will happen in the Prem. Like, Unal will be like Cunha. He'll be one of these guys where he's been written off on Sorare for so long, and like, oh, that move is bad, and oh, it's not going to work out for him. And then, like, yeah, this kind of shit happens, you know, where he just pops off and all the rest of it. So I really hope Solanke leaves. I think Unal could be a real headache for me trying to get him into teams over a lot of these other guys that are maybe penalty takers and good AA magnets and all the rest of it. Now, earlier on, guys, I asked you on Sorare data, how many points does it show that Rakitic scored? And we'll give away the tier 5 that we won. Now, I'm just going to go to this and then scroll down. I'm sure it's in the 40s. Oh, it's not too hard. There we go. 42.9 is the correct answer. So I'm going to go into the live chat now and see who did guess 42.9. And that person, I need you to let me know your club name if you haven't done so already. Oh, it's this champion that we're on. Oh, where the hell is all my Celtic guys? Yeah, there we go. Bozic. So we'll give this guy away. So let's have a wee peek. It was 42.9. And in the live chat, the very first answer that came in was Tom Cuddy. So fist bump to you for fastest fingers. But you said 68, which I would have been pulling my hair out if it was a 68 from Rakitic. But that 42.9, the first guess was Ian Sorare. Congratulations, mate, to you. And I think I know your club name and everything, so I'll be able to send that over to you. No problem at all. And again, lots of great answers coming in. A lot of right answers as well. There's a few 43s in there. Some random left back. There was the Echeverri one from earlier. I played Rakitic in Rivals as captain. He scored 54. Oh, gutted. Well, that'll be captain bonus or maybe card bonus in XP and stuff like that, boosting it up. But it was actual like raw score because like your Rakitic will score different to my Rakitic. So it would be impossible to have a right answer for that one. So apologies, I didn't make that clearer. Spent the summer getting the gallery ready, Tatos. Love it. And I say, great video. Recommend anyone goes and checks it out. It's good to see. I love watching videos for everyone. Lots of different. Who do you think will be next best behind Celtic? Who do you think will be behind Celtic and that other team? Hearts, by the way. Hearts. I didn't see the game against Rangers, but Hearts looked really good apparently, and they've just signed like Boateng as well. Sorry guys, greeting today. I was going to say with non-stick lamb. I said he wasn't feeling well. Like I've had a bit of a nightmare of a day myself. The dog has had a bit of a bad one and been with me 14 years, so I've been pretty busted up today. But yeah, so I'm going to stay on. I'm going to stay on the weekend. Hearts, but I've been, if Rangers, I don't think are going to qualify for the Champions League. The draw's been too harsh on them, so they'll fall into the Europa League and like the fixture pile up and how thin their squad is. I've actually brought in some good guys like Cherny and Proper who like should do well enough, for the most part. But I can just see Rangers dropping more points than, and I think like they'll drop maybe a few more points than people expect, and I think Hearts could gain like a lot of points quite easily. So I wouldn't rule out Hearts really having a bit of a fairy tale season in that regard. But Ian Sorare, again, congratulations to you on the Bozic. I'll get that whisked over to you just now. Thanks to everyone that did join us. I hope Trophy Day was good for you. There seems to be a lot of good winners in the live chat with us tonight. There should be a mega stream tomorrow. It's all scheduled and everything else. So I say with the dog, let's just see how it goes, because if it turns bad, I definitely won't be able to even muster this up to tomorrow, to be honest with you. So thanks to everyone that did join us tonight. Should be a mega stream on tomorrow. I've got a few guys saying they'll be down for it. So just need to cross the T's and dot the I's, make sure like I can actually make it and stuff as well. And yeah, Atletico, Connor Gallagher and Alvarez, that video's out tomorrow. Newcastle Guy went out today. West Ham triplets yesterday. And there'll be much more coming out on the channel as soon as I've pulled myself together, guys. But yeah, have a good one. Enjoy the midweek if you've got anything going. And by the way, on that note, I seen that New York City cards were showing up in the game week lineup builder. and I had to go and investigate because I was just like, what? No way they're playing this midweek. And it was kind of hard to work out. And I seen a post from Deke saying if this happens, then it could happen or whatever. So I put this team together, which I don't think Gold's going to play. I don't think Shino's going to play, but whatever. But I put a 240 together, which all these guys, I think Giacomakis was on for a game, but I thought all those guys should play. Ideguchi's coming off the bench, went bottom target. But then I put the NYC guys out because I had Tanny, so I thought let's just put them out. And if the thing fell for them, Barraza, let's just put them out. And if they get a game, they get a game. And if they don't, who gives a fuck? They wasn't going to do anything anyway. No other cards running. But if you do have something, good luck to you. And yeah, stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one.